Back in July, President Trump issued an executive order to collect a more accurate number of U.S. citizens. To do that, he wants DMVs to share their records. Tonight, a Nebraska nonprofit is not on board with the state's plan to do that.
Nebraska is the first state to announce it's sharing driver's records with the U.S. Census Bureau. That doesn't sit well with Nebraska Appleseed.
We're concerned that the release of this information will lead to confusion and eventually into an inaccurate count of who is represented in Nebraska.
The nonprofit doesn't agree with the form of data collection.
I think there is a valid concern about invasion of privacy.
The Census Bureau and Nebraska's motor vehicles director signed an agreement earlier this month to share state IDs and driver licenses. Nebraska Appleseed's legal director, Robbie McEwen, is worried that those who don't have them will be missed in the census.
This is something that impacts both citizens and non-citizens, and that's why we're really concerned about the ultimate consequences here.
State representation and program funding are based off of census population numbers. McEwen worries if the number gathered is not correct, that could hurt the state.
We could lose representation in Congress, we could lose federal funding.
In a statement sent to KETV, the director of the Nebraska Department of Motor Vehicles says it takes customers' privacy extremely seriously. Rhonda Lamb says state law allows them to share requested records. Nebraska only issues IDs to those who can prove they're here legally. Lamb says the data sent to the Census Bureau won't include any additional lawful status information about non-citizens not already held by the federal government.
Nebraska Appleseed expects other states to follow in suit after Nebraska. The nonprofit is teaming up with other local organizations to assist communities at risk of being undercounted in the 2020 census. Reporting live in Omaha, Emily Tenser, KETV Newswatch 7.